Alright, here's going to be the complete unboxing of really just my Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which you can see here is official player's guide. And this is, of course, not the original box. I used to have the original box, my original copy, back when this first came out, back in, I believe, 96. It came with launch, almost pretty much with the N64 console. But anyway, this is about as close as I was willing to get to it, just because of the fact that I was looking online, at least here in 2025. The costs of finding a full complete kit of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is pretty expensive, and the conditions of the boxes were just nowhere near the condition that I had sold mine a few years ago. And kind of wish I would have kept it, just because of the fact that they're so much more valuable now than it was at the time when I sold it. I think I sold it back in maybe 2014 or 2015. It's just been a few years since I did that, and kind of regret it a little bit. But now, since I've moved on, and I've just made this case here. It's a print from online that I found. I'll leave in the description where I actually found this printout. It's pretty simple to print out. You just need some nice photocopy paper, really good inkjet printer. That's what I used. And this is basically just a universal case you can see here. And here's my copy of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Pretty sure this is a remake or a reman cart. I haven't actually broke it open to see if it's actually official from Nintendo or not. I don't really care, to be honest. I'm just happy that I have a copy now. It's in pretty good shape. It's hard to find good condition carts today with the stickers in such good condition, or even just the carts themselves. And of course, then you have to worry about, is the pins going to work? Are they corroded? How were the last owners that treated them? Because of course, all that old school, don't blow in them, because if you understand how electronics work, moisture on contacts typically corrode, and then you can't run those cartridges anymore in your console, because it causes issue with connection with electricity on your carts to your console. Anyway, this is my collection that I have of. This is really what kind of started me and my creativity as a kid. When this first came out back in '96, this is really where it started. We first got the Nintendo 64, me and my brother, and I just started the habit of always buying the player's guide with everything we got. I'd played, of course, the predecessors, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, and of course the two from Nintendo, Adventures of Link and Legend of Zelda. They were fun, but this has really turned me into a Zelda fan. This is my favorite of the entire franchise. It really opened up a door and interest that I love. Adventure type games, questing type games. Just so much about this game. So it's nostalgic, and just opened it up my inspiration for actually just moving toward being a game developer, and being inspired off of multiple games, which this is really where it started, my curiosity into game development. I never really did game development at that time, but I started having curiosity, of course, at the time back in '96, and I never really had access to internet, so I couldn't really do much research, of course, courses and stuff on game development. I was just always interested, and I had it in the back of my mind that maybe someday when I grow up, I could be a game developer. But yeah, here's this manual, the player's guide. It's very, very good condition. I originally had, this is not my original copy, player's guide. It's so much better condition than the one I had. The one I had, the front had some massive creases in it. You can see here it's pretty good shape. There's maybe just a little bit of scuffs and missing coloration on the front, but otherwise it looks pretty good. A little ding on the edge there. Here's this back side. See, there's a little bit of fading there, a little bit of creasing, not a lot in the spine. Of course, it's got somebody's addresses who originally ordered this from Nintendo Power, somebody out in California. Anyway, I'd like to take that off, but probably have to get a heat gun or maybe some goop gun and really work on that. But I'm also kind of scared if I try and take it off, it might remove some of this graphicing and stuff from the actual player's guide. Overall, you can see how it's really good shape. My old copy, actually, this back cover right here was actually ripped off. I don't even know if I actually uh, even had it. I think I sold it without it. Uh, I remember even actually having that Nintendo Power magazine. But here's kind of a neat little thing. This little trinket right here. I used to actually have it. I didn't actually order it. I actually found it somewhere in California. I actually bought a couple copies of it and sold them a few years ago and sold them for a good maybe 50 bucks a piece or something. There's just stuff like this that's really neat uh, that came out back in the day in the 90s, 95, 96, excuse me, when it originally came out. But you can see here, this is official player's guide. It goes over detailed maps of everything in the game, battle strategies, secret info, of course, if you're a completionist, which I am, especially when it comes to some of my favorite games like this, where it actually makes you kind of want to go through and collect everything, trading tips, related to the masks, the Happy Mask Shop. That's fun. And this actually kind of obvious that the Happy Mask Shop inspired them to create Majora's Mask, which is another one of my favorite Zeldas of all time. You can see here, includes all the songs, all the maps. This is good stuff here. And I'll use this also for some of my walkthrough stuff related to Let's Plays. And this is also, like I had mentioned, one of my main like cornerstones in just being interested in developing video games. But anyway, here's my full copy of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Sure, yeah, this isn't original, but that's okay. It's pretty nice. I like it. I don't have to worry about a box collapsing and getting ruined. Granted, I know there are box little covers you can get for them, but this is just, it's nice. I mean, preservation stuff, it's getting kind of hard, and this stuff's getting kind of expensive. Granted, this isn't going to hold its value versus having an actual box copy. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You can see here, only for N64. This case basically replicates the original casing. These controllers were interesting when they first came out. And they still are today. I remember getting really used to them though. But they're just super nostalgic. They're never really, in my opinion, they were not the greatest design of controllers, but hey, they are retro and just kind of nostalgic of the N64 era. Remember having a rumble pack. You can see here that you can use that for it as well. E for everyone. You can see here, this kind of, it's about as close as I can get with this print to the original Legend of Zelda in 64. Let's look here on the back. We can read a little bit on the back here. You can see some of these images here. They're in pretty good shape. I had to actually adjust a little bit on the coloring and stuff of this printout. All right, let's come up here to the top and we'll just read this. Ganondorf, the evil king of thieves, is on the move, threatening the peaceful land of Hyrule. He is determined to steal his way into legendary sacred realm in hopes of harnessing the power of mythical Triforce. As young hero Link, it is your destiny to thwart Ganondorf's evil schemes. Navi, your guardian fairy, will guide you as you venture through the many regions of Hyrule, from volcanic caves of Death Mountain to the treacherous waters of the Zora Domain. Before you complete this epic quest, you'll delve into deadly dungeons, collect weapons of great power, and learn the spells you need to conquer the most irresistible force of all time. Going back to Navi, a lot of people probably can relate to this. Definitely, if you played this and it's nostalgic to you, but oh my goodness, Navi is just basically your tutorial for how to do things in the game, and constantly, hey! It's just, oh boy. Sometimes she would just get really annoying, saying, hey, what's up? And, but she's really essential to the game and how it works with the targeting, and just gives you little tips on different things. The immersive storyline and environments draw players into an amazing 3D world. Time travel allows you to play as Link in different stages of his life. Allows you to play, of course, young Link and adult Link, which is great. The new gameplay features include a unique targeting system and first and third person perspectives. The first person perspectives in this are underwhelming. Most of the stuff that you end up using it for is for like your hook shot, your bow, slingshot, boomerang. I might be forgetting about maybe a few other different items, but it's kind of interesting how they kind of integrated and utilized those two systems, but it's really underwhelming. You can't really actually play the game in first person. It's just certain items that you're using, which is kind of a really neat system that they had integrated with this, because if you play a lot of other newer Zeldas, typically most of the bow using perspectives are not first person, they're third person now. Like, for example, you look at the newest Zelda's Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it doesn't zoom into first person. You can only do that manually through your little tablet thing you have. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, up to 3 games can be saved simultaneously to memory. That's another interesting thing about these N64 carts, where you can only have so many save games and to memory. But I remember some of the NES stuff, if your battery would actually go bad, you actually lose your memory. I'm not sure if these carts actually do that. But anyway, you can see over here where this is just kind of warning stuff, Nintendo stuff, and the ISB. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is just kind of also like nostalgic to me, just because of the fact that it was not just my first adventure game that's really gotten me into this type of genre, role play and just adventure and questing and just fantasy aspect altogether. Back in the day when this first came out, of course, I was really young, back in '96. It was really difficult for me to play past actually being young Link. Once I got to the Forest Temple, it was very difficult for me for a while. Of course, later, once I got more mature and just understand the physics and how to just do things in the game, I was able to move past. I think the first time I actually beat the game was probably around like maybe '01 or '02. I kind of always came on and off on this game, and I just love playing it. Even if I wasn't just goofing around it, it's just so much fun. As a game developer, this is one of my main inspirations. Just so many different things that I interacted with this game just kind of created my curiosity and how the game development process. I love the puzzles in this game, and just the fact that they were able to implement some of the puzzles that they had. One puzzle I can think offhand is in the Forest Temple. It's the puzzle that you have to shape in the Poe. It's pretty amazing how they kind of designed that with the meshes, and they flip, and then each time they flip, they still are able to create, I believe, a complete picture. That thought process, to me, at least even at that time period, was a little bit beyond me, but it's kind of neat how they kind of design that, and just how they really utilized trigger and event systems in this game, and just the puzzle systems. It's just a really good baseline of just a lot of people say RPG, but this is just an action. I see it as an action adventure game, but there's some very minimal like hit points and magic systems, not as complex as RPGs, which can be very topic. But when I say RPG, I'm talking about like things like Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons, where there's complex stats and character sheet systems. But this is really dumbed down and just really can introduce you really, really well to the fantasy type world and gameplay of games. But yeah, this just really, it's a huge pivotal cornerstone in my game development process, and just how I've gotten to where I'm at now. Very minimal game. This means a lot to a lot of different people. A lot of memories with this. with it being my first 3D game. I remember back in '96 when it first came out, being a 3D platform, I was super stoked. That's one of the biggest reasons why I also became more intrigued. I was just more fascinated with 3D than I was ever with 2D games. My first game was Retro Range. It's a 3D game. I haven't even dealt with any 2D type games, and I'm not really planning on to, at least right now. I just really like the 3D design process, and I seem to be working with it just fine. And it's just, I just preference. Anyway, this is just a little bit of more ranting on my end on this game, but it means a lot, and it's one of the cornerstones that came down this path of interest in game development. So this is just one of my main kind of genres that just really defined my curiosity toward game development. Leave some comments in the description about some of the games that have really kind of been your cornerstones or your main inspirations of genre that's kind of piqued and spiked your interest in going into game development. If you would, just leave those comments down in the description. Thanks for watching, and remember, be positive, be creative.